Hi there. So today I just wanted to share something a little bit different for me. If you follow me, you know that I'm always training for something. I'm always on the go. I'm always training for a high rocks, a deca, a deadly dozen, teach Pilates several times a day, and I'm just always on the go. So I just want to talk about something that every athlete dreads. And up to now I've been pretty lucky with not being injured, but I recently, well not so recently now, a few weeks ago, I sprained my MCL ligament, which is the main ligament here that supports the inside of the knee. So I just thought I'd do a few videos to talk honestly about what happened, the healing process, how that has affected me physically and mentally, just in case there's anyone out there that is going through the same thing or like more serious injury, because obviously mine isn't a really serious injury, but nevertheless it's affected me quite a lot. So when did it happen? So we are now mid-November. I think it happened when I was at DecaFit Derby. So at DecaFit Derby, I did 2 races. I did a solo race, which I won, and a doubles race the next day with Avril, and we won that. So it was pretty successful weekend. We also got a world record in the teams. It was successful in that way. I didn't feel anything particularly pop at the time, or I felt no pain during the race. It was just afterwards, okay? So the next few days afterwards, I trained as normal. I felt my knee was aching. It just didn't feel right. I think I moaned to some people about it, that it was aching. But in the usual way, I just carried on. So on the Wednesday, so the last race I did was Sunday. On the Wednesday, I went out and did my usual 1 hour 30 zone 2 run. And I remember saying to the people I was running with that my knee was aching. I remember moaning about it and it just not feeling comfortable. Anyway, after that, it just got worse and it felt really clunky. It wasn't swollen, it just felt strange. It felt like it wasn't moving properly, it felt like there was something at the back. But I carried on. I stopped running. That was the only thing I stopped doing. I stopped running because it actually hurt on the inside of my knee when I was running. So I tried a couple of times to run and it was just like, no, that's not right, don't do it. But I was squatting, I was lunging, everything else. I remember doing wall balls, and that went on for probably about 6 weeks, I would say, on and off. So it was getting better. It was the healing, there was obviously something structurally wrong with it then. So I had booked a deadly strong race with it was a pairs, mixed pairs with Wardy, and I was really looking forward to it. I told him about my knee, that it was gonna, it wasn't quite right, but I was feeling sort of 90% better by that point, and I was thinking, oh yeah, I can do most of it. So we talked about what we could do between us. Chris said that he would take quite a bit of the load if I needed him to. But you know what it's like. Got into the race, adrenaline pumping, and I felt I could do it all. I did all of it. So it was heavy weights, just because with deadly strong pairs. Mixed pairs, you use the men's weights, which are pretty heavy. So for instance, it was 12.5 kilo push press, 16 kilo goblet squats, so I could do all that. I was a little bit worried about the burpees, the burpee broad jumps, but I was able to do that in the race. And you know, we were flying. We in that race we've actually come third in out of everybody globally. So we did pretty well between us, and Chris is recovering from a hip operation as well, only 6 months ago. So, you know, we were a little bit like the walking wounded. Anyway, I was like on a massive high after that. And I was walking around afterwards thinking, oh, my knee actually feels normal for the first time in forever. So walking around, yeah, my knee's fine. Went to bed. In the middle of the night, woke up with a massive, like really sharp pain on the inside of my knee. I suddenly moved my leg and I got this really sharp pain which wouldn't go away. I'd had it a little bit before, but the pain wouldn't go away. I was trying to move it into different positions, thinking it would go away. And then when I got up, it felt sore when I stood on it, and I could hardly move it, to be honest, and I was limping. So yeah, really, the injury had been going on for some time. I don't think the injury was serious, but I ignored it. So things that I've learned from that is, even if an injury is not serious, just don't ignore it, because you can make it worse. That's what I did. Healing is not linear. So in the next few videos, I'll talk about how it's been since then. So that was, I would say, just over 3 weeks ago when I made it worse. So yeah, healing is not linear. You have some days where you think, oh, it's fine and it's perfectly okay. But if you don't give it a chance to get fully better and you carry on as normal, you can make it worse, like I did. And also, what I've learned, and this is really hard for someone like me and for any athlete, is it's okay to slow down. You know, I try to carry on as I always have. But you know, by doing that, it's forced me in these last 3 weeks to slow down. So over the next few videos, I'll share with you how what the healing process is like, how that's affected me physically and mentally, and hopefully that's going to help some of you out there who are struggling a little bit. So see you next time.